go.
Sometimes
They get sweaty.
they get sweaty. And it's not just the one little drip, it is like...
Oh, it's fountain soda. Yeah, that's normal.
So yeah, that's why
Just
I did use this for the prevention of rings on your table.
fat guy after a game of basketball. It just doesn't stop.
That's gross.
Yeah, you haven't played basketball in a while.
I haven't played basketball like ever.
Have you seen the movie with the...
I think they made me play it a couple times, like team sports in like 7th grade.
You wake up. I mean, you will work. I don't know. I haven't sweat as much playing basketball as like any other thing.
Oh, mine was tennis. Tennis made me sweat like crazy.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Were you good at tennis?
I wasn't. No, I wasn't. I was about to say I wasn't bad, but I actually was bad. You know?
No, I'm sure you'd throttle me, but I guess that's the thing is like tennis like made me sweat more because I wasn't good at it, so I was
just running.
yeah. There's something where you're wasting energy and you're not.
Yeah, tennis was probably I mean, like except for like doing like actual physical labor.
Sod.
Ooh,
Sod, yeah.
We worked up a nasty lather doing that.
Yeah.
My sweat has gone down immensely
I think the
since
most
stopping drinking.
to stopping drinking. Oh, I thought you were saying since you had COVID.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to talk, man. You need to hydrate.
I think the most that I ever sweat actually doing work was actually steaming wallpaper off a.
ooh,
It was awful.
I've
man.
never done
Yeah, it was
that.
terrible. Yeah, when we go out the house, it had all this nasty wallpaper in my bathroom of all places. Wallpaper does not belong in the bathroom, so it's like having carpet in your bathroom. It's weird. So, but anyway, so he had to steam all that shit off there, and I think I probably lost about 4 pounds that day. So
lovely.
yeah, I don't know. That's just the one that comes to mind.
I don't know, I'm trying to think of a bathroom that had.
Did we have wallpaper in ours at one point?
I think
When
we
it
did when we
started?
got it. You know what's weird is a lot of bathrooms around here, for whatever reason, had almost kind of like nautical colors.
Yeah. Well, this is Harvest Gold territory here, man. So, you know, because you had like the classic 5 choices. So you had you had Harvest Gold, you had the rose pink, whatever one it is. You had that like aqua fresh blue.
I think it's in the crayon box. called
It
that.
is, yeah. And then there's that avocado. So yeah, because like everybody, because you guys were like basically one of the original families here too, weren't you? Or no, maybe it was a couple years after, but
I would have been.
did you have one owner after this house, or did your dad buy this house?
No, there was,
No, there was
an order
previous.
before.
There was a previous owner, but they probably didn't change anything because the house was only like 2 years old at that point. Too. Yeah. So, like, but everybody there, I mean, all the houses around here are all built by the same builder. Okay. And so I'd go over to somebody else's house in the neighborhood, and they'd have my sink. Okay, but instead of the Harvest Gold that we had, they would have that pink one.
Did they flip the houses here? So you have yours, but the plan was just like inversed?
Yeah, well, it depends on the lot. So, but yeah. So
Because they have that in our neighborhood still, so like
Yeah.
the house 3 houses down there.
yeah.
The kids come in and they go, "Oh, my room is on this side instead of that
Yeah.
side." It's like, yeah,
Welcome to suburbia.
okay.
Yeah, and it's over here. It's It's ABC with the 3 house styles, or is it 2?
I think there's 4
There's 4.
over here. Yeah, there's 4, and then each one of them has like there's actually like a couple different ones that are just smaller versions of those. Because like 2 houses down here, that guy's house, I guarantee you, it only has 2 bedrooms or 3 bedrooms and 2 baths. Okay, so it's basically just like, you know, the guy's house over here, but has no basement. You know, it has a crawl space instead.
Yet at the same time, the people right across the street from us have a house plan that I have not seen anywhere else in the
Mike's
neighborhood.
house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Didn't it have a laundry chute too?
it did.
Yeah, no, the one right here, right across the street here on the
Yeah.
corner.
Yeah.
I've seen that one. That is the same as Mike's house. So
No way.
yeah, it is.
Mike and Micah.
Mike. Oh, his name was Mike too.
Well,
Oh yeah. So hey, look at that. What a coincidence. It's only what 4 minutes in the episode. 5 minutes and 20 seconds.
well, what are we gonna do? Are we just gonna plow through this,
I guess.
or
I mean, well,
are we
is there-
actually gonna?
Is there like a stopping point?
Yeah, you hit the pot.
Well, no, but I mean like a segue.
Oh.
Were we going to talk about Mike and Mike's houses still, or
say who we are? Or is
well, that's
not
what I was
on
going to
this-
do.
oh, okay.
Yeah, that's kind of where
Are
we
we
had
gonna
to
just
sketch
keep
it out.
talking about fucking actually starting the show?
Yeah, we could do that. I'm Pat.
I'm Will.
I'm Jeffrey.
Jeffrey, what are we doing?
We're podcasting. This is Coffee Before Bed. It's the show before Christmas, since there won't be a.
It is the show before Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there will not be a Christmas Eve show.
Yeah.
So, due to obligations. So, that's all right. We'll be back next week. We can talk about all the cool presents you gave your kids.
That is true. They're gonna do just fine.
See, my house is Grinch house this year, man. So, I mean, we got all the things up and stuff. It's just like you got stuff that you don't use.
I think that's every kid.
I get that, but it's gotten to the point in time where I'm sick of it.
So you kill Christmas?
No, I'm not going to kill Christmas. It's just going to be replaced with candy. So,
I just couldn't. There's no way. I'm
my
a
daughter has to
consumer.
express interest in something that's actually going to stick. So we have bought her so many things over the years that she tries once for Christmas and then it never does it. She's had like 3 different versions of a bike. She still doesn't know how to ride a bike. Okay.
Well,
There's been like 2 or 3 different times we said, hey, let's try an instrument. She's got 3 of them that sit in her room and do nothing.
I
So-
have never tried that one, so that is not my
Yeah.
game.
What is good? So like bass guitar and clarinet.
We actually got her an acoustic guitar. So, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's actually not a bad one, too. So she's played it like once.
Because
You
it's
didn't-
cool
you-
and it makes noise.
Yeah. And then, well, I'm immediately not badass at this. So, you know.
Oh, right,
fuck
right,
this.
Like you guys can talk.
Hey, look, I'm fully owning my hypocrisy here. So, yeah. But
I never bought an instrument to try it.
my parents made me do it.
It was encouraged many
Oh, yeah.
many times,
And I straight up said,
but
not a
we
chance.
managed to avoid that.
These note thingies do not.
Look, I think we could have figured it out,
No.
given enough time.
Yeah, it's not rocket science.
No, I know. You can figure anything out if you really want to. I do not have any interest in figuring that out.
Yeah, I think they were really on the borderline between asking and telling.
They tried.
Yeah.
Really wanted the piano.
Yeah, they sure did.
Why the piano?
No, we didn't.
Well, because as
intelligent people do, I guess.
as Asians, we're typically
You could be
expected to play either the piano or the violin.
Oh, okay. So you got to go Yo-Yo Ma. Well, actually, I think he plays the cello, doesn't he? So, whatever it is,
You
he's
got
really
me.
good at it. Yeah.
You got me.
So yeah, okay.
Yeah, well, that is a very typical thing: is violin or piano.
So as an Asian, you're not allowed to play like alto sax, huh?
You can do
you
it,
can do it.
but my God, what will your family and friends think? Did you ever consider?
in tradition.
Yeah. Did you consider whether or not you were bringing glory upon your house?
Right. Yeah. Or shame. Shame by playing this quote instrument.
Yeah. So that weird subsect of Klingons known as Koreans, they
The moon speak.
they're very much trying to get an instrument in your hand to bring glory to your house.
Right.
Yeah. Because, all right, so that being said, you know about this. You've studied other cultures. You've studied other cultures' education and stuff like that. having X amount of things to be able to differentiate yourself in a list ranked based system is very important. So yes, you will have violin on your scholastic record. You will have X amount of clubs, right?
Right.
In order to be able to distinguish yourself. However, that same thing, you bring that attitude here, and yes, you do instill some of those things. There's like a discipline to it. There is something to be said. I read something about this where people that study and practice music do have a unique insight into problem solving. And you can probably see this just in terms of just in terms of being able to see things having that in your arsenal of different ways to look at a perspective.
Well, that's one of the like 50 fucking different intelligences that they've invented since there's now musical ability.
Yeah, musical ability, ability to speak to nature,
Let's just make them up so everybody's covered. Yeah,
you just hit all 5 of the Captain Planeteers. I mean, it's whatever. There's
all the Power Rangers.
I can't even tell. I don't even know what number of intelligences they're up to at this point.
I don't know. I remember when I was studying that shit, they were still stuck on like 8, something like that.
Yeah. At the time, I could have told you what they were. It's like emotional. It's
emotional intelligence is a little different, but
they counted as
they did throw that one in there, but it wasn't like. See, the thing with emotional intelligence is weird is you can't really teach it to somebody. It takes a lot of beatings. Yeah,
or you just notice when it's missing.
Right, it's like, he likes to kill kittens. Yeah, this is a problem. Yeah.
How is he with starting fires?
Yeah, the boy has how many lighters? Yeah.
Well, my boy actually is doing something that he will put YouTube down for.
What is this?
Down for?
He is into animation.
Oh, good.
And he's drawing. He'll bring his drawing pad in the car and draw in the car.
Is he doing like flip books?
He's done a few animations on the computer.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
I was just like, oh my gosh. And then so I was just like, well, okay. Mom's gonna get him a gift, and I was like, well, she was gonna get you a green screen. Would you rather have a drawing pad? Drawing pad. I was like,
in a green screen?
Because he wanted a green screen for a while so that he could do his YouTube stuff. But
you don't even need a green screen anymore, man.
Yeah,
processors these days. So they'll just like even OBS right here will filter that crap out now.
Wow.
It can, but if you really want to be professional about it, technically you would use that, but
yeah.
But this would be another thing, in your daughter's closet.
She is not allowed to have a YouTube channel, so no.
Yeah, he's already got one.
Don't you have to be like 14?
We've already lied about his age.
Well, you lied about his age. Okay.
13.
Yeah. I'm not going to do that. Last thing I'm going to do is tell my daughter, hey, it's okay to break the fucking rules if Dad says it's okay.
Rules are very subjective.
Not that one. Not in my house. Yeah. So
everyone.
You forget what my wife does for a living?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, now you're kind of touching on something weird because while our father was a law and order type guy for the most part, there was also a subset of laws that were, these are laws unless your mom's not around. And then the addendums came out.
There is an absolutely zero chance, probability, that if I let my daughter have a YouTube channel, that my wife would not find out about it from my daughter immediately. So it would be an opportunity to get Dad into trouble, which she will always take. So yeah,
that was the tacit agreement, was that we had to all agree not to tell Mom.
Oh no, I don't have that in my house. Yeah. So I have a faithless actor.
Yeah, that's how we ended up with BB guns. That's how we ended up with Sunday football.
The Sunday football thing was definitely there. The BB gun thing, didn't we get that for Christmas?
No. We did not get it for Christmas. It was given to us, and it was sort of like we were allowed to talk about it, but also no. This was something that, okay, so that was one of those better to beg for forgiveness than seek permission, because the answer would have 100% been no.
What, your mom would have told your dad there's no way we're getting a BB gun?
No guns in the house.
Okay.
No guns. No.
No.
Absolutely no. So,
My house was infested with guns. You were probably under the floorboards, man. Yeah.
well, man, I mean, if you don't store your food properly, that's how you get guns.
Right, yeah, you get guns, yeah.
Yeah, so that was one thing that he just
God.
did it and decided to take the consequences on the chin, but not so much as whose name is first on the house. This is my foot coming down. I do,
True.
you know, I do what I want. That never happened. But yeah, there were certain. Hey, mom's not here. We can do this.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she won't know, won't hurt her.
Yeah.
I may have heard that from my dad a few times. So, not regarding guns. He was very much so of like, oh no, in this house,
We have
we
guns.
gun. Yeah.
That's the sign in this house. We
yeah,
gun.
we gun. Yeah. Yeah.
I
No, that's fine.
almost bought a bow and arrow.
An actual bow and arrow?
Yeah.
Not like one of the little
Well,
kitty ones?
No, because my company gives out $1,000 for wellness, and they throw in having archery supplies as wellness. And I was like, am I going to get into it? Or will this look cool and it'll just sit in my closet for
But you actually go bow hunting?
I don't want to go hunting, but I'd want to get like accurate. Like
Get good at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm like, am I going to be able to shoot this? I would shoot it in our backyard back here, but I don't know
Yeah.
out there with
yeah.
all of those kids and everybody. I was just like,
I wouldn't do it here either.
you know, we did back then.
There's a guy 4 houses down.
Yeah?
You can see it from the street. He's got targets painted on his fences.
On his fences? Damn.
For archery. Yes.
Yeah, I'd be really nervous about that. Just spearing a car on the busy boulevard there. So
And the house behind us sits higher than us, so they could just see our whole backyard.
I mean,
And I'm
it's
like,
just yeah.
I don't know if it's legal.
I don't know if it is or not.
It absolutely isn't.
It isn't.
Are you sure about that?
Bow and arrow?
Are you sure about that? Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe it depends on what kind of arrows you. If you're using like hunting tip arrows, yeah, I bet you it is.
Oh,
So-
well, is that what...
I have
you'd be
no
just
earthly
using
idea.
like marksman.
Yeah, if you just use the blunt ones, I can't imagine that being.
That's what I was thinking. If you're okay, yeah, I got you.
yeah. Using those triple barbed ones, you know. I know people in town use them because you see stories all the time of like, man gets cited for killing deer in front yard. You know?
Oh, okay, okay, I understand. But yeah, I thought the simple ones.
I have no idea. I was just gonna order whatever kit that had. It was like $200, and I was like,
Just get a gun. God.
that wasn't on the company list.
Oh,
well, I just think it's funny that you went for
$1,000
this.
worth of
Yeah.
AR. That's awesome. Man.
Look, I'm serious. I feel like for them, like you're.
That money would go quick
Yeah.
with
Right.
the
yeah.
company.
That'd be a great benefit, though.
Like you're causing an exception because I feel like in their case the check is already made out to like solo flex.
I thought about that too, but I was just like, I don't know how my house is going to be set up 100% yet. Am I going to turn the basement into still the kids' stuff, or am I going to want to turn it into a workout thing? And I know I want.
Tough call.
So I'm like, and then if mom comes, and then if she wants to be in the basement, I don't really want to work out in the room like right outside her door.
You could do it,
Just kick her out.
but
Yeah.
you know, at the same time, it would be weird.
It'd be weird.
Because yeah, I know I've said this before, you know, this is my house, so when I'm pushing weights around, I'm gonna yell, I'm gonna scream.
I don't do that.
You know, well, yeah, because
Yeah.
you have
That's just not in me either. The grunt scream thing, that is not in me.
well,
Then again, I'm also not pushing, small houses
That
throughout the house anyway. So
I'll tell you this. So for all the times that I've been to the actual gym, right before COVID said go buy all this equipment, I'm quiet as a mouse at the gym. I'm the most polite person, on the planet. And this is, I'm sitting there running 5 miles on the treadmill. You didn't hear anything but the machine. It would be impolite for me to breathe heavy.
You would bring shame on your house.
Hey, when you show shame, yes, the house of Duras will seize upon your weaknesses
Right.
and claim your lands.
Right. Nobunaga.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. So yeah, now this is my place. I'm sitting there watching the big TV and all that, and if I'm throwing up weight and miss that last one, you're gonna hear about it.
I'll be the only one in the house, and I'm still not. Nope.
I can't.
I've done that.
I can't do that with my mother
No.
there. It would be so.
No,
weird.
no.
Is your mom going to move back here?
I think so.
Oh, really?
No. Because we got rid of the other mom.
Right, but I didn't know that was the problem. So, I mean, but you've got I thought she actually wanted to live in Portland.
Since my whatever it was,
Yeah.
she has a new perspective on family.
Since your
My
brain
brain
went smooth.
flattened.
Yeah.
Your near-death experience.
Yes.
Let's leave
Yeah.
it there.
Okay.
She has a new perspective on family and
I'm
wanting
good
to
for the moment. Yeah.
be around, and so yeah, she's like, yeah, I'll do it, because otherwise we're gonna have to figure out some stuff on certain days and things like that. Because
Oh, just schedule wise.
well, yeah,
Yeah.
'cause if I, as long as I'm working remotely,
Mm-hmm.
not a problem.
How long is that going to last?
I don't know. They're supposed
Yeah.
to rebuild. They're redoing the building that is our office to make it company brand, and they haven't
You're
touched
going to
it.
make it so that you're socially distanced within the building.
No idea what they're doing.
I'm telling you, that's what's going on out there nowadays.
Well, they were doing this
Yeah.
before because they
Oh,
bought
okay.
they bought our old company, I guess.
Right.
And so they wanted to revamp it. It wasn't following certain security regulations
Sure.
because their servers were too close to people being able to do stuff
Oh.
to it, and so
Huh.
they're having to
Right.
redo, rebuild, remove everything, all this kind of stuff, and nobody's gone in there to do any work. So they're just like, we have no idea.
Yeah.
So
Well, I bet you a lot of people are still on the fence about what's going to happen with the Omicron variant and stuff like that too. So I would.
Man, I'm putting it about 50-50 that we're actually going back to school this spring.
well, everyone's gonna get it, but
Yeah.
who cares? It's
I'm just telling you, man. I'm gonna put it an even coin toss.
well, I
Yeah,
mean,
we actually
already
go
in the
back.
NFL, they're just like, well, if
God
you're vaxxed and you're not showing any symptoms, we're not even going to test you.
Yeah.
They're just like, ignorance is bliss now. We don't care anymore.
No, I don't. I can't see a university being able to do that. Yeah, no, I'm good. So the public schools, absolutely. So they will not close again. So anybody who values their board seat will not will not turn around and say it. But I don't know about the universities, man. So just the last couple of weeks where everybody's kind of like, well, what's going on? What are we gonna do in the spring? Blah blah blah. They're just by having the conversations. I know that those conversations are now percolating somewhere in the admin building.
Yeah.
Yeah, and something's gonna come to fruition because we'll have to make it look like we're actually responding. So I don't know. We'll see. I've got 2 hybrid classes this spring. So
That's it?
well, no, I've got more, but
okay.
I've got 2 that would be on the choppy block. So to move to
Just full on.
full on online only. So
Online's just fine.
online's great with me, man. So my other
Nighttime,
2 classes,
anytime.
yeah, heck yeah, I almost prefer it now.
Get your degree.
So-
Set yourself free.
Set yourself free, National American University.
I'm past the, I really wish I could be sitting next to somebody to train. Now, let's just do this from the home
Yeah.
for good.
I mean, I don't know. I know a couple of people whose companies, like Alan, his company, they made him permanent from home. So
Gotcha.
yeah, they were like, well, you can come out, so on base a couple times when you need to. So, but other than that,
Hell yeah.
yeah, you can do all your shit on the phone,
Yeah,
man.
what's the point?
I could easily do my job from my basement in not pants.
Yeah, I've gotten kind of used to
Yeah.
wearing comfy clothes and sitting there watching TV while I'm.
Well, it's funny, yeah, because so my first job is not pants.
Right.
My second job is not pants and no sleeves.
How many jobs you got now? You got the 2, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
I mean, unless you count mining, but I don't do any.
No, that's
physical-
that's mailbox money.
Yeah,
man.
I don't actually swing.
You
the
don't count your
pickaxe.
properties. Yeah. So you're not sitting there. Boop, 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 boop. So. Yeah, I saw a story that chipsets are actually becoming a little bit more easy to find. So, is that true?
You can say that, but I guess the question would be, much like, oh God, what is the other? It was what were the names of the magazines? It was Beckett's and what was the other price guide, like
Lear?
Smith and Street or
Oh.
something like that? Do you remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah, there was another one, but yeah, it was Beckett's the only one I bought.
Okay, so the
So that's like the Haynes manual of cards.
Haynes manual.
Yeah, every car should have a Haynes manual.
Or a
Because you got
Chilton.
it 6 or a Chilton's, yeah.
What?
Oh my goodness. So
Whose
all right.
manual? What?
well,
For
so
what?
if you go to get in the zone, Auto Zone,
Uh-huh.
and you go into
Today
their-
logo day.
if you go there, what you'll find is amongst all the parts, you will also find what looks like a library.
Oh.
And these are the manuals about this thick about whatever your car is, usually from like this year to this year.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it's like basically a crash course manual on how to fix your car. Yeah, I mean, all the advanced shit is in there too, but like every car that I've ever owned, I always went and bought one. Just because it'd be like, well, if my car is, goes Tango uniform out of cell phone range, I'm fucked.
Gotcha.
So, because like my knowledge is not exactly up to ACE standards. So
Well, to get to the point
Anyway,
here,
sorry.
I'm sorry, but well, the whole thing is in these magazines when it comes to the pricing guides, they would put like prices in there, but they made it very clear it is worth.
What? Somebody's gonna pay it.
right.
Right.
Well, so I've just heard that, well, maybe not guys who are mining, but individuals who are actually looking for high-end graphics cards are actually being able to find them again. So my brother just got a brand new one. So, and it wasn't really that big of a deal to get it.
What did he get?
I don't know. I'd have to ask him. So I'll see him tomorrow. So
Well, so there's a few ways that you can do that right now. So again, if you go to eBay and just you just go ahead and pay whatever the price is. Or the other thing is you can just go ahead and put in your name for like the new egg shuffle. And so when they get them in, they
Yeah.
do a lottery. If you have the money on hand, you buy it.
I think he did that, but it was with Best Buy.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. There's a
And
couple.
they would just like say, hey, it's available now. So here
yeah.
you go.
If you have the
Yeah.
money, then
Yeah.
it's yours.
I think
Right?
that's how he did it. I don't know.
And they sell it for retail at that.
Right, yeah. So you're not paying scalper fees. Yeah.
I think
The
scalper fees.
premium.
Good.
Yeah.
Played scalper fees. It is what it is.
Yeah. That's true. Bro.
But yeah, so if you go by what the value of I want it now,
Oh, okay.
then it'll sort of answer your questions about whether or not availability is there.
Right. Well, we'll see. Some of that stuff probably chilling out right now. Raviolis aren't doing too well. So
They're okay.
they'll be fine. So
They've kind of leveled off. Again, it's all.
Oh, Cardano is still in free fall. Last time I checked a couple days ago.
Yeah, but you got out, man.
Fuck yeah, I got out.
Yeah.
So I didn't lose any money on that one. So
You fucking got out of the building as it was on fire, left, and then barricaded the door.
I didn't do that, man. I just got out before everybody else, and they're the ones who clogged up the door. Not my problem. So, I don't know, man. I just got a bad feeling about it. And I was like, ooh, okay, we're out. So
Anything-
I usually don't invest based upon feeling, man. It was just, I asked myself that classic question. It was like, all right, given that the amount of money that I have in this, would I spend it on this again? And the answer, as soon as it was no, it was like, sell, get out.
There's a philosophy
Yeah.
that you can take.
That's not mine. I think that's Jim Cramerism. I don't know. So,
Well, I heard it from you.
oh, okay.
So
So
It's probably
attributed
Dave
to-
Ramsey, so you need to go to church too. So,
No, I kind of like that. I like how you must attribute to the quote from the person you heard it from
the direct
last.
person. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So, William, do unto others. We call this the patent.
If you want to shine like the sun, you got to burn like the sun.
You
or
got to
something
burn like
that.
the
Yeah.
sun. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Don't put my name on that. You know who said that.
right. Yeah, that's true. So, yeah, one death is a tragedy, a million deaths is a statistic. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that'll be the Jeff rule. No, I'm just kidding.
I prefer you didn't.
Well, I
mean,
know. Because if you're just staying for all things communist.
Well, I mean, you can fight me on this, but anything really having any kind of hard ties to China in any way, shape, or form, I would stay away from.
Right now? Yeah, absolutely. So,
You just locked up another.
you just lock somebody else up?
Well, the city of Xi'an.
Oh, I did see that. So the Sinovac isn't working, huh? Aha.
It didn't work when it was fresh. So after they've had a chance
Right,
to
yeah.
ferment it for 6 weeks,
Did
I don't
they
think.
test it and it was like, oh, this is saline. Yeah. So,
Oh man, there's a lot of dead monkeys over here. Oh no, we should put this out.
aren't they quarantining like the Olympic athletes for like 3 weeks or something?
oh, what's going on with that? Yeah.
Because like hockey just said we're not.
That pissed me. Well, okay.
Hockey said they're not going?
No.
Like all of hockey.
Yeah. Well, all the NHL people.
Oh.
Shit, here
I don't know what they're.
they straight up said, okay, all games canceled.
Yeah.
We'll pick it up towards Christmas, after Christmas.
But they're only cutting it
Wait a minute,
2 days
hockey?
early.
They pulled the pin on hockey?
No, just for like 2 days.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
basically.
They were gonna have a Christmas break.
Yeah, well, so here's the thing: is there's already. Now I'm going to use this example for the Avs. The Avs have played like 4 to 5 games less than some people, so the standings are all cattywampus right now. Anyway, especially considering it's not wins, losses, overtimes, losses. It's the points you get from it.
Right.
So you're stacking those up. You look at the playoff thing. You're like, oh man, the Avs are done. You're like, oh wait, no, they're not. It's like actually based on where they are, they'd be in first.
Yeah.
So this is what with the whole thing, and the NHL was what near 100% vax rate.
Pretty close.
Yeah, almost 100%.
All
Yeah.
the sports are, and they're all getting just nuked.
Well, except for Aaron Rodgers, right? Did he go get his shot?
No.
Healthy as a horse, man.
Healthy as a horse.
He's got a bad toe.
You got a bad toe,
Did you
but
see the interview where he stuck his toe up in front of the camera?
That's disgusting.
absolutely not. I
wouldn't wanna
wouldn't
see
want
that.
to see that.
Yeah, he just straight up said, "I got a bad toe," and they called it COVID toe. And he's like, "It's not COVID toe, you people. If you don't look at it, it's like pointing the wrong way."
It's just trolling him. He's so easy.
Well, I just gotta say, I think there's a lot of people that are just they're done with it. They just want to.
Oh yeah.
I think that, yeah. The question is the disease done with us? So that remains to be seen. So we'll know in a few weeks.
I have no idea.
No idea.
I have no idea. All I know is that our vice president has a single-digit approval number.
Oh.
Is it
Who is our vice president?
8%.
Yeah.
8?
8.
Oh
She's
my
almost as low as
god.
Congress as a whole.
Oh
Right,
my
right.
god.
Right.
She's going to overtake the IRS.
Well, I mean, keeping in mind, too, of course, when it comes to Congress, like, the first thing that you have to say is, well, I hate half of them. And then the other piece
Right,
of that
yeah.
is, I don't know who mine is.
No.
Because you have that weird association of, well, I didn't get paid as much this year as I want to. I don't know who my congressman is, but
he's doing a fucked up
but he's
job.
doing a crappy
bad
job. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, the 80917 ain't looking too sharp right now. Yeah. So,
Place is falling apart, man.
it's not.
Actually, it's fine.
It's
So,
gorgeous, but-
yeah. Yeah, this windstorm came through and all the shit's been cleaned up in like 3 fucking days, man. So
It's pretty amazing.
it was pretty impressive. Yeah.
I know some people were without power for maybe 2 days.
Oh, really? I haven't known anybody. So
I could see that.
Yeah.
With the
yeah.
tree going over on your stuff. Yeah.
Well, I mean, this whole side of town, nobody's got like there's no above ground power lines. So, nobody on this side of town should be out of power unless it knocks out the big one over there.
Good point.
So,
And
Which
yeah,
it did.
so it did. I went
Oh, did it?
only briefly. Yeah.
yeah, well, it probably just tripped the transformer. or
Oh,
something.
okay.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
The mining operation ceased for
Ceased.
Brief.
The drill stopped.
for brief periods
Right.
on that day.
You doing it like back, like what was the movie? Fucking Die Hard 3, with the thing where they're just drilling through the bed. Stop! So we're out of power.
Never faced it like that, but I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, a couple of times.
Yeah, but it's like different because you actually like you make money as you drill. It's not like you drill through and then suddenly there's a gooey center. That's full of raviolis, right?
Oh my! Can you imagine? If that was how the system.
I won the blockchain.
Well, because there are people that are doing that for the way that they're doing it is for the actual award.
Oh, that's true too. Yeah,
So-
you're not doing that. Yeah, you're right.
God no.
Yeah.
No, that takes. That's a different one. That's cajoles.
Yeah, yeah. You're gonna need capital for that.
Because that's
Yeah.
straight gambling, huh?
No, that's actually math. That is literally just heavy lifting. So you got to have the computing power to actually be able to do that. And if you do, you will get it. Yeah, but it is definitely one of those things where nowadays, if you're starting out from scratch, you need investors.
Okay, now that being said, you could say it's akin to say like the NBA draft law, where based on what you're putting into it, you get more balls, but that doesn't mean that you automatically get.
The number one.
Right.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Because I think that's how my buddy that was doing it on the rig was doing it.
But he was doing it
there
like
were
10 years ago, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Jesus. He'd be private island rich.
Yeah, if he didn't take all of it and buy one pizza. Which,
Well, and see, that's
He
what
might have done.
That's what everybody like. Well, except for like you're really still smart money, because I actually read analysis on this the other day that like 93% of the Bitcoin is held by 60 fucking people,
right.
or 60 accounts.
Right.
All right. So we don't know if they're actually linked to individuals, or if they're institutional, or if they're.
Wow.
There's like one of them that's probably they're pretty sure it belongs to the U.S. government. There's a lot of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
All right, because they've been seizing Bitcoin.
No, we don't want
So-
this. No, we don't want to.
Well, they have to auction it eventually. They do. So, but or maybe it's like 60% is owned by 90 people. I can't remember the exact.
It's
breakdown. It's pretty awful when you think about how like much of it is controlled by such a few number of accounts.
That being said, okay, so here's the interesting part of this. Is we talk about that race for 200, right?
200.
200,000, right? The value.
Yeah, I think that's off the table right now.
Well, no,
So-
it's a perennial discussion, but
Sure.
the way that this was an interesting fact that they put on this, because like you said, the majority of it is held that way. However, enough people have that, right, and they have a substantial amount of this where if it did scoot up basically to 200,000, essentially 4 times its current value, it would be the greatest transfer of wealth in all human history.
That depends on who holds those counts, though. And it's transferring from whom to whom. It's not taking it from the rich and giving it to some guy. That guy still has to sell it. So
No. So this would be talking about the sheer creation, the value.
well, that's different. That's different than a transfer, though.
Well, I guess I get what you're saying, but this was essentially like upward mobility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, creation of wealth is always associated with upward mobility. That's the whole middle class argument, kind of thing. So, I mean, it's possible. I don't know, though, man. So apparently, it's like a lot of the shit in El Salvador is a fucking scam. So, yeah. So it's basically the government. It's basically, oh shit, we can print our own money now. So they're buying on every dip. I saw a rather in-depth piece on that. It was like, oh, okay, so actually only like a handful of the people in the country are actually doing that.
Yeah.
Everybody else is doing it. Like, technically they're doing quote-unquote Bitcoin transactions on certain things, but they're really using MasterCard.
Right.
It's like, well, that's not what I had in mind. When you guys were like jacking this up last summer, it was like the first adoption by an entire nation. It's like, well, not really, kind of thing. So I don't know, man. I think it's going to be range bound for a little bit here, but I've been wrong in the past. So
been wrong countless times, man.
Yeah, I've
been really right sometimes.
I've been right too a couple times, yeah. So, but I think it's going to be range bound for a little while. So
what bound?
Range bound just means that it kind of
going to go up and down that little.
It'll stay within, basically a standard deviation from its current,
Gotcha.
for a while. So, we're just gonna have to see, and that depends on which moving average you're looking at. And most of the time, people look at the 200-day one, because that gives you a big chunk of the year, so 6 months plus. And so, I think it'll stay within there because it made it all the way up to almost 80, didn't it?
No, almost.
Or was it 60, 79? That's right.
Yeah, it
69.
got to about 69.
Yeah, you're right. 69.
Which is huge.
Well, it was huge. So, and then all the way down to, didn't it drop down to like 32? So,
I think 32 was
something
where
like that,
bottomed out. Yeah.
And so it'll stay in there for a little while, while people play musical chairs.
Yeah.
There is some, but it's been floating around 45 to 55.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, about where it belongs right now. Until people get weird. Until there's going to be some other kind of big rush on it.
Well,
yeah.
So the thing you want to watch is probably the Fed over the next 3 to 6 months. So we'll get monthly data on inflation for a while. There's a lot of people who are like much more concerned about that than there were like a month ago. So like mainstream dudes. So
what's a big concern?
I know it's not just a supply chain fluke, so that it actually is tied to government spending in some respects, and then the whole argument behind modern monetary theory might actually be bullshit. So we don't know. So
don't you need distance to be able to? Okay, well, you're shaking your head. So basically, there's it's all 100% theory talk.
It is theory talk, but the thing about inflation is that inflation's always a lagging indicator. And so, and so it's kind of like, ooh, what's going on, So, deeper in the economy and things like that. And some of it is absolutely tied to wage growth, and wages are still going up. So if wages continue to go up, inflation will not go away, because that is literally the tail that is getting wagged by that dog. Yeah. And the reason why wages, I saw another really interesting thing on this the other day. Wages are going up because so many people are fucking retiring. There are tons of people out there who just said, fuck this, man. So I'm not going to change the whole way I do business, yada, yada. I had 3 years left to go, or I was already at retirement age, but I wanted to make it to 70, so I could start taking my Social Security later.
Right.
And they're just like, fuck it. My boss did that last week. So,
really?
Yep. So he just kind of like for like a guy in his position to give you like basically a 4-week notice.
That's unheard of.
That's crazy, man.
Wow. Man,
that's like the thing that we planned for like a year.
Right, because committees need to meet and people have to...
They need to do committees, they need to do a nationwide search, they need to do it in the middle of fucking Omicron and the holiday season. There's no way. So we won't have a boss for 6 months. Maybe a year.
And in a lot of places too, the new guy comes in and shadows the previous guy.
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
a little
That's
bit,
how
too.
my job on the railroad
Yeah.
worked. Yeah. So they were like, well, you're going to stick with him for 6 months and then you're going to take his job. And so it's like, all right. And then the same thing when I left, they gave me a guy and they said, here's your guy. And then he quit. So, and then I said, well, this guy over here is really fucking good. So why don't you just take him? He already knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
So you just don't want to hire him because he doesn't have a fucking degree. You know?
Oh, right.
So, but he got the job. So, but anyway, so like, there's a ton of that going on out there where you're talking about people who are pretty high up in the food chain in terms of like earning power or actually jetting.
Wow.
And so, like, there are jobs out there that are available now that 10 years ago my students would never even been able to sniff. You know that they're getting right
that's
off
true.
the bat.
That is
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see. But again, that's all driving wage growth. I mean, I was actually looking at some of the like actual cost of living and some of this. Jesus Christ! I mean, you look at some of the mortgage payments these people have. It's like, how the fuck do you afford that? So it's like, no wonder you have to make $250,000 a year. So I mean, I scoot along in my like piddly little 50, and I live like a goddamn king. You know. So,
Well, I mean, just look what it costs to rent.
Rent, yeah, rent. That's a big one. So,
Like some of the rent, like because one of the guys that I'm working with is like, I might come out to Peyton to rent. He's like, because
rent a house.
yeah,
A house is crazy to rent. Yeah,
And I was just like, what? And he's like, well, if I want to try and rent an apartment kind of thing here in downtown Springs,
oh
it's
Jesus,
like,
yeah,
God,
no, my God, yeah,
it's like $2,300.
yeah, easy.
And I'm like, what? How?
There aren't
What?
any. There aren't
Yeah,
any apartments,
and they're all
yeah.
gone.
Yeah, they're all gone. And so if you go to like some of these places that used to be around, like that place that Kevin used to live on, way up on the hill. Yeah, really nice apartments. I remember my wife and I, when we first got married, we looked at those. They were like $425 for a one bedroom. And we thought that was high at the time. Right now, I mean, yes, this was a long time ago, but like if you look around, those are still the nice apartments. You know,
They are.
it's been 20 years and they just haven't built anymore because they just built houses.
Yeah.
You know, and more houses.
And a lot of people downtown rent the houses, and they split them.
They do,
yeah.
Yeah, but even in my neighborhood, we got this weird arrangement across the street where they basically like 3 or 4 families like banded together and bought this house as a VRBO investment
Yeah,
kind of thing. And
yeah.
it's like, what the? It's like it takes 3 or 4 of you to do that now. So
Well, I mean, it does, but then again, you know, it could just be, you know, under the control of one guy. You know what I mean? That's the other alternative.
well, they're all kind of related
yeah.
to each other somehow. But yeah, oh no, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They all go to the same church.
They all go to the same church
On Saturday.
On Saturday. Yeah. So, I'll better that than seminary on Sunday afternoon. Yeah. You know?
Boy, that'd be weird
Yeah.
if this town was just kind of subtly run by Mormons.
It kind of is. There were definitely people in city council and shit like that for a long. Definitely in your
Were.
police department.
A word.
But I don't know if that's a word.
I thought.
It's been a long time since I've been to a city council meeting. So,
What would you be doing there?
I was actually doing some research for one of my things at the
Well,
school.
yeah, but I mean, now is
Rabble rousing. Yeah.
You?
No, you're right. Yeah. I just wandered in. You know?
right.
Yeah. He said there was a live studio taping. Yeah. You know?
Is this place air conditioned?
Yeah. This isn't the price is
Hot
right.
out. Am I annoying?
Yeah, right. Can I use your bathroom? Yeah.
Is this food free?
Right.
One of the places where you go where. What is the last place you've been to where they had a bathroom attendant?
A bathroom attendant?
Yeah.
It must have been the Broadmoor.
Oh,
I was just there like 2
Okay.
years ago, though. But yeah,
Okay,
there
okay.
is the guy in the bathroom.
Somewhere in Vegas?
Yeah.
I that's where I'm thinking, but
Because I did go to like a club one of the nights. I'm pretty sure there was a bathroom. Actually, there were in some of the casinos too.
There were, and I know that there are. God, I wasn't the nice restaurants there definitely do.
Yeah.
But I was in a restaurant here a while ago, and there was one.
Here?
Yeah, I can't remember what it was. It's always so bizarre.
Last time I seen it at a golf course.
Oh,
And
yes,
I've seen it.
yes,
I've seen it at the
yes.
Broadmoor, but like in both of those places, like that makes sense here.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, it was like, yeah.
fucking Grady from The Shining.
Right? Yeah. Correct them.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, it's coming out, sir. Yeah. No, and that's like, I don't think I've ever been to a place where it was like, oh, that's weird. You know.
Well, it fit the place that you were in.
Cheese.
Chuck E. Cheese. That's not a bathroom. It's a stranger danger.
If this was like Chuck E. Cheese of like the 50s, sure. Like that would be the expectation no matter where you went.
That
But
was
then
a
again,
classy place for kids.
yeah, you went to Chuck E. Cheese and you were wearing a 3-piece suit.
Right. Yeah,
and
you
tie.
wore your church clothes.
Yeah.
Chuck E. Cheese.
Papa, can I play the ticket machine?
Look at all the tickies are
Yeah, 50s Chuck E. Cheese is weird.
I don't think it was a thing. Wasn't it Showbiz Pizza? So,
Well, okay. See, that's different because Showbiz, I didn't know this, but Showbiz evidently got its start in like the South.
oh, really?
Yeah.
The banjos make sense then.
It does.
Yeah, got
But it always seemed like such like a. When I was going to school, and maybe you guys, I mean, there's only a 2-year differential. Showbiz Pizza was where like the richer kids went for their birthdays.
I don't think there were too many other options other than like the backyard party. So
Well, yeah.
so I wouldn't say it was
That's
richer.
what it
It was just that was in Denver, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
that was
but
a hike.
people took the hike sometimes.
Well,
Really?
What was
I never
the-
got invited to one.
Fargo's.
I guess, but-
Fargo's.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, okay. The other one was Fargo's.
Fargo's.
Yeah,
I think it
Fargo's
died by
had like
COVID.
no machines. You know, they had like one row of them.
Yeah,
Yeah, whereas like Showbiz Pizza was full of shit.
true.
Yeah, and so, but I didn't see it as a rich kid thing. I saw it as a lazy parent thing. You know, because you got that one kid whose dad is like always gone and stuff, and so his birthday comes up, and he's like, "Oh, it's gonna be a good one," because you know he's
How
gonna
many
take
birthday parties do you go to?
a year.
Yeah.
0.
Really?
Fuck that. Yeah.
God, like it's like at least once a month.
Oh no.
Once
no.
a month?
That's
Oh,
crazy.
Well, there was one month that we went to 4.
4 birthdays in 1 month.
There was like 2 in one weekend. Like,
See,
so
I would
there
look
was
at the
one
boy.
on
I say,
Saturday
"Boy, you need to be less
Well, we got
popular."
2 kids.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
But they're all going to like these crazy indoor adventure parks or Dart Wars or all these like crazy
I've never
things.
been to Dart Wars.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Although, so okay, we went. I went with Olivia, and so they're like, okay, you got the package, and you can choose one from here that's free guns. It's like, all right, well, we'll take that one and that one. And I go in there, you load up on darts and stuff, but there were sections where you could pay this much for one of these guns, or you could pay a little bit more and get one of these guns. So the free guns, you go out there, and they're the long darts.
Pew pew.
And they lob across. You pay. You would have machine gun of the balls, and it's like, wait, you needed to put a disclaimer in. I would have paid extra money
Wait a
for.
minute, but like, okay, so what do you do when you get hit with the dart? You say like, "Oh, I'm out."
Yeah, you get hit, you're out,
Okay.
and then you go into. But we played for like 2 hours, and they just keep like starting. Like, it does not take long.
Oh, okay.
Like,
All right.
and then there's like 2 little
Do
prisons.
you go in and like clean out the darts every time, or is it just walk in there and there's like shells all over the floor?
There's shells everywhere. So everyone just goes around and just scoops stuff up and loads and
You just pick up handfuls of them and huck them at each other. You know?
But there was like someone, and you can bring in like your own custom one because somebody had a backpack with like the feeder that was just like from Predator. It was just,
Yeah.
and it's like, because they're like 3, 2, 1, go, and then it's just like,
Yeah.
and you're just like cowering under the protection for a bit, and you wait for the storm to stop, and then you finally start getting back up to go. It's like, this is not fair. Like, this is insane.
Nothing turns you into a sexual tyrannosaurus looking backpack, fucking dart minigun.
In a dart war, yeah. Because that reminds me of the time where we played against. So you could rent the paintball guns at the place,
Yeah.
but the professional team was also there. So the dudes that all look like they're wearing like motocross uniforms,
Oh yeah.
and they're spraying fire hoses of.
Paintball is just everywhere. Yeah.
I hear airsoft is the same way. I've never done airsoft though.
I was looking at airsoft guns.
Yeah.
Just because, well, they look kind of cool, but
Yeah, it looks like something that the cops would actually shoot you for having.
and again, this is just me and my house and my dog, and I don't want to feel like,
What are you gonna do? Shoot her?
yeah, run for it. The most dangerous
Yeah.
game. I can't, because what am I gonna do? Am I gonna shoot paper targets in my house? Am I?
Like airsoft?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Or go out back. I mean, this is. Unless
Yeah.
you're an enthusiast.
Aren't they just as expensive as actual guns too?
No,
Oh,
they
okay.
were way less expensive.
Oh, okay.
They were way
Alright.
less expensive. Now, granted, I'm sure there's fucking some form of nickel-plated,
You can get up there.
engraved bullshit that you can pay for, but
Yeah, because I
that
thought they were
goes with
essentially
any-
just like real guns, except for the ammo was just a little bit different.
little pellets. Well, so when I was looking at these, granted, I was just looking at the stuff on Amazon,
Okay.
and we're looking at like $30
Oh, that's
for
it.
like pistol stuff.
Oh, okay.
But again, that doesn't mean that because when I went to like back when I was playing paintball, right? When I would go look at like the Tippmann A4s and all this other stuff,
Very
like,
expensive.
if you want to spend money, you can spend.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you could buy interchangeable barrels and new feeding systems.
Yes.
And, you could get the perforated bolt and blah blah blah, all that stuff.
Yeah, you looked at all of it too. You're aware
yeah.
of all the.
Oh yeah.
You still have yours?
No, I have them.
I think Jeff has them.
Oh.
They're out in his garage.
Yeah.
I
Thanks,
had one
man.
for a long time.
You sold one to your brother.
That's right. I
Yeah.
sold one to my brother. Yeah, but no, I mean the ones that we got were basically started out as starter ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the spiders.
The spiders,
They're good.
yeah.
They're really good.
Well, and then
actually.
we did a lot of upgrades on them too. So I bought new bolts for them and stuff like that, and the high pressure canister,
Yeah.
and all that,
Yeah.
with the regulator on it and stuff. And there was like one military surplus place way downtown
I remember it. Yeah.
that was in the shittiest part of town.
Well, okay, so there were two. There was the place downtown, but also there was the spot where Academy Forks.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about.
That was basically
right next
it
to the
was
Smoker City. Yeah,
next to the Smoker City and near the old Hardee's,
right.
and just the worst places to have a business is between.
I've got a story about that, actually. Now that you bring up the Fork and Academy.
All right, what do you got?
You know why it's that way?
I do not.
There's a fire station right in the middle of it, right?
Oh.
There used to be a police station right in the middle of it, too. They did that to build it into like a service sector, so that it'd be really easy for the emergency vehicles to go one direction or the other. But eventually they were like, well, actually, this police station sucks. And so we're going to close it and build a bigger one out on Fountain. All right.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
yeah.
And so that's why there's still a firehouse there and a bunch of struggling businesses. This was originally supposed to be a service corridor. I thought you'd get a kick out of that. I think I saw, it might have been in the Independent or something like that. I read that a little while ago, but it was a City Skyline /
gonna say,
Colorado
this
Springs
is-
story. Yeah.
This is like a City Skyline problem. This would be
Right, yeah.
like somebody
How do
gives
we
you the
fix
map.
this? Yeah.
It says, I can't figure it out. What am I doing wrong
what am I
here?
doing wrong? Why is traffic so bad?
Yeah, you're right. It's like bulldoze this. Like, all of it. Yeah. It's like, oh, is this historic? Oh, it's not labeled. Bulldoze it. Yeah.
Just uncheck the box, dummy.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Yeah, don't confuse like personality for, indestructible. If it's
Right.
if it's a hazard or if it slows down traffic at all,
It's got to go.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it collects trucks, it's got to go.
I mean, I hate to say it, but my first edict as like mayor of the city would be statue's got to be moved.
Oh, the one downtown?
It's got to be moved.
Yeah.
It fucks up the flow of traffic.
I don't go downtown near as much as I used to, but I'm sure it has not improved.
Is it there? Then no, it hasn't.
Yeah,
improved.
no, it hasn't improved. So I don't know, man.
And the culture nowadays to tear down statues, so
You would-
might as well move it and call it a day.
General Palmer didn't like. He actually fought for the Union.
Yeah, I'm not saying you gotta pull it with ropes and topple it, but like,
No, so you're
but
saying
it's like, we like moving statues. All right, we'll move statues.
move it to that park that's right next to
Yeah,
it.
there is a park right there. Yeah,
And, what's the name of the park?
it's Acacia.
Well, yeah, you can move it to Acacia, but if you go just a little bit further down, you can put it in Palmer Park.
I get, yeah. I always saw that as kind of an open space rather than a park. So
It's called a park.
I think there's a playground there.
is
There
it?
is,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
full
I
of
saw.
needles, man. Yeah,
Oh, is it?
I don't know. It was when I was a kid, so I assume it's the same because things don't change.
Wait a minute.
Someone did get shot in that thing the other day. I did see that.
Shot where?
Palmer Park.
Wow.
Dude, that used to be the place all the time where bad shit would happen, you know?
I don't watch local news, so I have no idea what happens here.
Do you watch national news and not local news?
Yeah.
Shame on you, William. What happens in Washington has nothing to do with you.
Well, by that logic, they should have his own local news network for his area because he's not really.
He does. It's called Facebook. Yeah.
Okay, we
Okay,
can't-
it's the Ring camera system.
Right.
Sorry.
Exactly.
That's
That's
true.
the local news.
Oh,
Wow,
yeah.
they really post a lot of stuff.
Jeez. Oh, I bet you your neighborhood's terrible, man. So mine, like, there was like this car that backfired the other night, and within like 10 minutes, people were like, "What was that explosion?" You know? And I was like, "You gotta be kidding me!" So,
But you don't have it in you to just like fuck in there. You
No,
don't have to be
man.
like, this is Al Qaeda. This is.
no, like,
I saw. You don't do that.
oh Jesus, I should. Yeah,
It seems
I think
like-
the Ring camera can identify who you are, though. the
Yeah, I think it
system.
pins
Yeah.
your location when you post a message.
Well, it gives you like a
circle.
like a circle around it, and so if like I actually set up my own Al Qaeda cell.
Well,
We started broadcasting on the Ring network.
I would say if you just forked out like the $5.99, put yourself on like NordVPN and just basically
Oh, that's true. I could
tagged
do that.
an area.
No, I think it's linked to your account, and your
Yeah.
account is definitely
Okay.
linked
Your
to your
address.
house.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It's definitely.
Okay, so you can't spoof the GPS on it. You
I
can't-
bet you there's a way to do it. I'm not of the technical competency to be able to do that. Maybe William can do that for me.
No.
So no.
Well, because then the question is why, and then you
Well,
know
you just
what,
wanna troll
what
the
it's-
neighbors,
Yeah,
man.
of course.
Yeah.
Well, if people are going to sit there and be all histrionic about fucking like,
That's the perfect word.
well, yeah, is when you see it, it's like, who is this? It's like, it's the milkman. Does it bother you that he's black?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I might have a couple neighbors that would be an accurate assessment.
Ours, ours is
Oh,
just a
never mind.
bunch
Yeah,
of
your neighborhood's
a
worse.
kid coming
Yeah.
to the car and trying the door handle. It is like
Oh, they do that all the time. Yeah,
it is
people are like, "Oh my god,
nonstop. There's a
look-
kid that tried my door handle. Watch out! Lock your cars. Lock all this." It's like, okay, I get it.
I just turned the notifications off. Yeah. So someone rang my doorbell the other day. It was a little neighbor kid who wanted to play with my daughter.
Oh,
And I was like, answer the door, you know? But then I got hooked on like all the neighborhood alerts. And it was like, there's been an explosion. Oh my God, somebody broke into my car.
Nobody call search and rescue.
Oh, man.
So, yeah, it's just like all kinds of things like that. You know, because I had like 4 or 5 days of them there built up because I don't even check my cameras anymore.
Right.
I don't know.
I got tired of it ringing at me every 10 minutes when a fucking car drove by. So, you know, yeah, it's just one of those things where, like, you know that the whole neighborhood's not like that. But there's 2 or 3 people who are so heavily invested in this idea that I have to live in a suburban fucking fortress. Because, you know, the people from that side of town might come over here and check my fucking car handle doors. And I find that just offensive on a certain level, I guess. So I'm going to bitch about it on the Ring app. You know?
I'm like, it's a kid being a kid. What's he gonna do if you found a car? I don't know.
I'm going to tell you what we did.
We
opened it up and filled it with snow.
Right, yeah.
Then we got caught. Then we got in trouble. That's exactly how this is supposed to work.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's...
That was so
who's going to
dumb.
rip out your CB radio anymore, you know?
I still can't believe that. It's just like, oh, well, there's a crack in the window. Let's fill it with snow. Dude, the door's not locked. Well, get the shovel.
Get the show.
I know. And it just
Why?
escalated. We had so many.
God, that's
We also had so many times.
Didn't the
where
guy
we
watch
could've-
you do it?
for a while.
Yeah.
I don't think they noticed at first, but you know, eventually when you see a bunch of kids, just our problem was we kept coming back.
Yeah.
We could have stopped like 4 or 5 times, but we're like, oh, we were waiting like out front to see if the person came to the car. Exactly, yeah. It's like we ordered like 10 pizzas to that his house.
Well, that one you did with a phone and never left the house. We left footprints
Oh yeah,
going back and forth.
not far away with binoculars right next door.
Right. Yeah.
Which kids did this?
Right.
And it must be kids from the other neighborhood.
The Great Great
It's like, man, we didn't even try and like broom the
Oh,
footprint. That was just straight up. Deet, deet,
That's
deet.
funny. What I remember is that whole
Oh
time
my
is-
god.
I just remember laughing so hard the whole from start to finish.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, it's all we had to do was stop at one of those points and say, we can stop with the amount of snow that's in this car.
Yeah, there's probably enough.
Yeah. I know. But yeah, this group that you have, that's such an explosion in the
Just an explosion.
I can't tell you how
Or the
funny that
windows.
I've had so many people, like, there was one time, not too long ago, where, they've got a little subdivision behind my house. that
Yeah.
They've been building
Yeah.
these, like, Italian villas in. You know, they're like $650,000 houses and shit, which is great for my, you know, like, home value, but whatever. So, but, like, they're a little bit too pricey for most people to buy. Okay? And they're not pricey enough to buy a better piece of land, you know, to put them on. And so they've been having a hard time selling them. But finally, I think they've got them all, like, all the lots sold. And it was probably because the developer, because I watched it, and he's like, no, I'm not budging on any prices, you know, and stuff. And so eventually he's got them all sold. But anyway, they were actually out there, like, maybe, I don't know, this is before Thanksgiving. But they're out there doing the roofs. And so you could, you know, like normal, okay? And if you look at the fucking Ring app, people are like, gunshots.
Oh my god.
There's gunshots in the neighborhood. And then, like, one guy's like, I was in the military. Those are definitely gunshots. I think he was actually trolling people, but if he wasn't, that's even worse. You know? So,
It's been going on all day. Where are the cops?
where are the cops?
You know what's funny too is that guy would have to be trolling people, or he just see because
I don't know, man. I've known some ex-military guys who are so goddamn paranoid.
no,
And they're just so, like, into the drama because
of course, but I've also
I don't know, and I don't know who it was. So,
you're right,
yeah.
but I guess a lot of the military guys I knew, like they would hear something, they were like, oh, that's a 302, or you know,
Yeah,
they would know from a mile away,
Yeah.
right? Oh, that dude's just like lobbing off 22s or whatever,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I hope he was trolling, but
Well, somebody has to. So
yeah.
those people are ripe to get.
it's easy. So, I mean, I'd be tempted if I didn't think I'd get shot. I'd actually walk around my neighborhood at 1 o'clock in the morning. So maybe I'd get really drunk first and like try to get into somebody's car, you know. So, and then next day it'd be like fucking maniac trying to break.
No, you can do that. You just don't wear that hoodie, like, because they'll
know me.
It's so
Yeah.
bright. Yeah.
Oh, I should do that. Yeah, just in case. I remember there was one time when my neighbor was actually so fucking drunk that we didn't know he was in his house. So his whole house was unlocked and stuff, like he left his garage door open and stuff. He was passed out in a room that he never goes into normally. And so we're like, I hope he's okay. So let's go in there and start looking around. So to see if he's in there. I'm like, man, we're going to get fucking shot because this guy is one of those guys. So, but then, yeah.
He's passed out drunk
He was-
under the house. So, I mean.
Exactly. I didn't know that. But we were also like, well, if we need to roll him over on his side.
Yeah.
You know?
You have a couple different questions of conscience. Like, what is it the inaction or action that is going to make me feel guilty in this?
Well, I guess it wasn't necessarily guilty. It was which consequences are the ones that I'm willing to live with.
But that's it. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
So,
It's the
yeah.
thing that you have to carry with you.
Yeah, it's okay. So I guess guilt is the right word there. Yeah, but it was just one of those things that I was like, man, I know if he's fine in this house and he just sees us walk in here, man, he's gonna flip his shit, and we might catch bullets or kitchen knives or something. But then there was just something about it that was like, nah, he's drunk somewhere. You know,
He'd probably appreciate that.
he did after a little while. He was a little pissed at first, so but after a little bit, he was actually okay. So, but it was one of those things
Like, oh,
where
you guys do care. That's cool.
well, we were worried about.
Yeah,
it.
exactly. And I can understand the initial grumpiness, but yeah, eventually it's like, hey, bro, well, thanks for making sure I was alive, man.
Yeah, I think he was more embarrassed than anything else.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, I think he
okay.
was more embarrassed because that's when I think he was going through a rough time with his wife at that time.
Oh, was that
He went. I mean, he went on this bender that was just epic.
the guy whose wife had the house in the same neighborhood?
Yep. Yeah, it was weird. Yeah.
That
was
would be
weird.
tough.
Yeah, it was weird. They were on quote a break for a little bit, so again, not my business, but I think he
But
got
some of it spilled out into the ether. So
it did spill out in the ether, and then but like he was definitely one of those ring guys who, you know, would be like, hey man, lock your well. And see, the funny thing is, he's the only guy in the neighborhood I know who actually got robbed because he was so drunk he left his garage open. Someone took his fucking bike. But he was cool about it too. He was like, it's my bad.
Wow, did he know my dad?
I guess I had that argument with him at the time. I was like, well, just because you leave your garage open doesn't give him right to steal your bike. And he was like, yeah, but they did. So, and I was like, I get it, man, but you know,
It's okay to be
it's
pissed.
okay to be pissed. Yeah.
No, well, because yes, you're right. It's okay to be pissed, but it's funny because although I agree with what my dad said in principle, that is the very definition of victim blaming.
Oh, it is absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
This is the very definition of
Yeah.
well, she was wearing a short skirt.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
expect
she
that.
deserves it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. What do you think? Dressed like that? Ha 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 ha.
Right.
You know. Yeah.
And I'm like, so my dad really thought.
Maybe about bikes. I hope you know. I don't know about hookers.
Maybe just, he just shrugs. Like, yeah, what you got?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's like one of those. I hear people say that all the time in like certain contexts, but not the exact same context. But it's like, well, what did you expect? You know, and I have to explain that whole story. So
He did not let us keep the Transformers.
Absolutely not. We stole them.
They were just in their lawn, so that's technically
Right. See, but that was the point was, yes, other people can steal your shit. You guys should not be doing this.
right. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, I think, and don't get me wrong, I think my dad came from an age where if you got in a fist fight with somebody and you put them down, you had free reign to, like, gank their wallet.
My dad was older than your guys' dad. I can tell you for sure that was not okay. So, if you beat up another guy, you owed him a beer.
No.
Yeah.
the rule was, did you start it?
Yeah, well, so I think, yeah, if you
Because
started
if
it,
you started it, that's just like theft. That's bullying. You ganked the dude and you took his money.
Yeah.
If the dude started a fight with you and you put him down,
You take his money.
you help yourself to the contents of his wallet. That's like.
I hope you learned your lesson.
Like, yeah, you're making
beat down
reparations. Yeah.
no, yeah.
I don't even remember really seeing that in a movie. Well, maybe there were a few where you beat them up and then you take the cash out and
Charles
you throw
Bronson,
their wallet
you know?
on their chest.
Yeah, I think they thought Marty McFly took Biff's wallet, but it wasn't. It turns out that it was the almanac.
It was the almanac.
But yeah, I'd heard that was standard practice.
Standard operating
yeah,
procedure.
no.
You just say it's like, so I don't have any money to spend. It's like, why? Got my ass kicked. I started a fight.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Your dad would say that's not cool.
Well, no, but my dad grew up in a different place than your dad, man. So, I mean, in New York, everybody knows everybody. So you live on a block, and so
Yeah.
the guy who robs you, you know who he is because you probably went to fucking high school with him or something. And so, yeah, it was a little different. So that's why he left.
Because he knew everybody?
Huh?
Because he knew everybody?
He's just sick of the city, man.
Man.
So my dad's ideal thing would be to have, a chunk of land out by your house and put a fucking razor wire fence around it and,
They're going to build 3,000 more houses out there.
3,000?
3,000?
He told me, yeah.
But
out east of...
Isn't that Benning Lewis?
I don't know.
What is
Yeah.
it? Do they have to like name it a new city?
Close.
No, this city's pretty greedy, man. It's kind of like the Blob. So
Yeah, but he's not in the city.
who's your utility company?
Black.
No.
Is it Black
we
Hills?
we have Black Hills for
Boom.
gas,
Oh,
and then Mountain View Electric, and some other one. I don't know.
oh, so not city utilities. Yeah, no, he's not part of the Blob.
yeah.
We don't even have a. It drove my wife crazy that we don't even have a police station.
You got county sheriff out there.
That's all we got. Yeah.
You make him sound like he's.
So that would be why crime. That's why crime would be. Or, things are so dangerous because we don't have an official police station.
Yeah, because people are checking your door handles.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I'm saying like if they build like 3,000 more houses that way, they have to name it like New Patville or something.
New
like
Patville,
that.
yeah.
You know,
They got to start a new save, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what are they gonna do to get their warm?
I have no idea.
yeah.
We get tapped out like in water restrictions like every year. I have no idea how you're gonna throw in that many more homes. You're like, yeah, we.
Oh, we know a guy. Yeah, we know a guy who might know the answer to that question. So
Oh, true.
that's right.
yeah. So, but I don't know. Yeah, well, that's cool because my house is in town. It used to be on the edge of town. Now it is decidedly in the middle of town. So,
That used to be dirt.
it used to be dirt. Yeah. So you see up there by the old school, they tore all that out behind there. So
Oh, yeah.
finally the fields are going to be
Yeah,
like,
I'm there all the time. Yeah.
yeah, aren't they going to be like apartments or some shit? It sure looks like it.
I think it's either apartments or it's gonna be an extension of those businesses.
Oh, maybe.
But yeah, they finally bought that, and yeah, I've been watching them tear that up for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I rarely go down that street, and so I just happened to go down it the other day, and I was like, huh, guess we're serious.
well, I'm just because sometimes like my dog would slip off down that way, and that's fenced off now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't want you playing where like the big trucks and the dirt are.
Well, it's like a sheer cliff behind the school now.
Yeah, well, I thought it would be fun to like go down there and like mess around with the dog. It's like let's clean just like dirt hills and whatever. Like no, they don't want you doing that. There's cameras there.
Oh, really?
That's correct. At the top of the so when you go to the school and you go to the lap where I do all my running and she does all her frolicking and all that other stuff. If you go to, you remember how on that side, none of us lived over on that end, but there were people who walked up that hill to come in. So on the
The sled hill or the
Yeah.
Okay, other side. So
Other
not the
side.
sled hill.
Okay.
That's still just like we left it when we burned it down. On the other side,
Yeah, that's technically open space now. So
yeah.
yeah.
But on the other side, that's where they're carving it down, right? And so if you remember, the kids would walk up. They'd either come up on the corner where the people's fence was, or in the middle.
Yeah. There was
Which
a
was-
gap.
Yeah, which is where about where the grass field began.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So over there at the corner side, that's where they already have security cameras.
Well, it's a sheer fucking cliff behind it too. So.
Well, I just don't think they want anybody in there either.
Oh, I don't think so. Yeah, no. Well, that's because like that used to be where everybody would take their dirt bikes down there. So
Okay. Yeah.
So
I built a few forts there,
yeah, sure.
but frankly, the other side, which is still nature preserve, I guess, is still.
Rattlesnake country.
The official Colorado terrain.
Yeah. Pristine Colorado
Yeah,
prairie.
That is
yeah.
not rattlesnake country. That is not the rattlesnake hill.
It is not the rattlesnake hill, but I guarantee you there are rattlesnakes in there.
It is a rattlesnake hill.
It is a
It
rattlesnake hill.
the
It is
rattlesnake
not the
hill.
rattlesnake
Because
hill.
it's not the one that got all the parents all fucking riled up because
Yeah.
nobody saw a rattlesnake.
Yeah.
Wasn't it on the path back right behind?
So obviously you must have remembered.
Yeah.
My brother can see the crest of Rattlesnake Hill from his bedroom window. It's literally in his fucking
Yes, he
backyard.
can.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's
Yeah.
it's right over there. And parents threw a shit fit.
Yeah.
Well, what are you gonna do?
It's the wilderness,
Yeah.
man. What are you? Yeah. Are you gonna put together a mob? Are you gonna go?
Grab your torch and pitchfork.
Pave it all.
Pave it all. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we just had to get over it. We named it Rattlesnake Hill, and then we moved on with our lives.
And I've never seen a rattlesnake there.
I most certainly haven't. I've been
Yeah.
out there many times.
I'm sure they're there, but they won't bother you.
I've never actually seen a rattlesnake.
Oh my god, you saw millions of them in fucking Wyoming. So
Oh yeah, didn't you have the tool?
yeah, his switch broom used to kill them with those because they used to spawn near there, and the little ones are fucking aggressive. They'll chase you. So little baby ones are like 8 inches long, like this. So and they're like really poisonous or venomous.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, they won't kill you, but it'll hurt like a motherfucker. And so there was a place. Oh man. Yeah, there's not even a town nearby it that I can describe it with. So we just called it Spoon Butte because there was a butte there that looked like a spoon. And if you got off a train there, you'd always tell you go take a switch broom with you. And a switch broom is this 6-foot pole that's got a blade on one end of it, and you use it to chip out the points on a switch if it's iced over, right?
Oh, right.
So you'd bring one of those with you, and fucking rattlesnakes would come out. This is only like certain time of year when they're young enough, and they're not smart yet. So, but there was like 2 months where they're fucking dangerous and everywhere. And so you go out there, and sure enough, they'd see you, and they'd start crawling up the fucking ballast, and you stab them with that thing. First time I had to do that, I was like, this is fucking bullshit.
It's not my job
Fucking
description.
Indiana Jones here, man.
Were you like stabbing, and then the guy that's been there for 20 years just
He's
throws a
laughing,
knife?
yeah. No. It was like, hey, you didn't get bit. So I was like, yeah.
Thanks, dude.
Thanks,
Yeah,
dude. Yeah. So,
What brilliant insight. Yeah.
Yeah.
What fucking prison do you go to high school in, man? Yeah. I got it.
So then, from that point on, whenever someone called me and said, I'm at Spoon Butte and need a ride, I'd be like, I'll be right there, man. I'm going to come get you. So don't get off the engine. So if it was that time of year, and I can't remember, I think it was like early summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were fucking everywhere. You drive down the highway and they'd be basking on the highway, and you just because you were the first car to come down in like 2 hours.
Oh yeah. Well, look,
Yeah.
man, there is a big long patch of roads between here and North Dakota where I would be the sole driver for many, many, many hours.
That is where this place is. Yeah, somewhere between that point and this.
I mean, given how many times I went through Wyoming, it wouldn't surprise me if I took those roads. I did get creative, but I have no idea.
Yeah.
I mean, I did see your old stomping grounds. I saw that fucking...
The brothel?
No, well, I looked for it. I didn't see it. You're talking about Lusk?
Lusk,
Yeah, I
yeah.
went through there all the time.
Yeah.
But no, when I would come back through Nebraska, Scotts Bluff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I went through there many times.
Many times.
So, yeah, like I'd see that water tower.
Yep, Scotts Bluff and Gary. And that's where Chimney Rock is, right there.
That is 100% in...
Oregon Trail?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. It's an actual Oregon Trail
That's
monument.
why I know
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yep. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't miss that part of Nebraska. Well, it's the Nebraska part was actually better than the Wyoming part. So, because that part
No
of
doubt.
Wyoming is terrible. So, like,
I didn't
you went to Douglas a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Douglas is the part with that T turn.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yep. And
I
you
think
can
that's
keep
where the
driving and
hotels
go
are.
to Casper, which is a good part of Wyoming, or you can go to Lusk.
Love is not bad.
Oh,
By Wyoming standards.
But okay, by Wyoming, yeah, you're right. It's not Chugwater, man. So yeah,
Nothing is.
yeah. I can't believe I actually drove through that town once, and I was like, oh, this, this kind of sounds like kind of an old west town. It's a fucking gas station. Man. It's like a dollar store.
Yeah, oddly enough, Mandarine, North Dakota
Yeah.
doesn't even have that.
Oh,
it
really?
has a gas station with no gas.
A gas station with no gas.
Which, yeah. So
Is it actually open?
it's open at certain hours.
Right.
Like,
This is somebody's like retirement project, huh?
well, Mandarine was on the reservation.
Oh. Yeah.
So there were
Oh,
I've only been there. I've only been on the reservation once. So only one
I've been
time.
plenty of times.
Yeah. No, you had the
Plenty.
sticker, didn't you?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was
I had
supposed
the
to have the sticker.
Dude, you were in the time where nobody checked and nobody knew. Like, as soon as they found out that I didn't have one, they threw a shit fit.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Is it like who threw their shit fit?
The people on site.
Oh,
Oh.
Yeah. And then, so, like, I contacted Baker. I was like, do we have any of these? Like, we did. We don't. It's like, we would have just given you one, but, we haven't bought a batch of those in a while. So, you have to go down to that office,
yeah.
which is open between the hours of 1:30 and 3:30. Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. But yeah, and you go in there and you say that one person in the office. Like, what the fuck else are you there for? Like, they have so many papers in there, right? Why else would anybody come?
Yeah, I was just like, whenever I get a ticket, then I'll look into it. Till
You never
then,
got a ticket? No.
They don't care. They would bust people every now and then, but
Well, they just want to go after your company.
yeah.
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 Yeah. Well, I would too. That's a juicy target.
But I mean, like, there was one time I was up there that I've told Jeff the story, but a semi cut me off right before the stoplight, and we're both turning left, and so he's turning left and going slow, so I cut inside, go up the wrong side of the road to pass him.
Yeah.
Right as I'm going back over, the cop crescents over the top of the hill,
Yeah.
and whoop, flips the Yui.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, you got me. And he's like, yeah, you were going like 40 already in like the 20. You were on the wrong side of the road.
You've been drinking, boy.
And I was like, yeah, the semi cut me off and I did something stupid. It was my fault. And he's like, okay. And he just goes, okay, so there's those 3 tickets. Which one do you want? I went, huh?
Huh?
And he goes, yeah, I wouldn't take that one because that one you might get points for. One of these 2, and I was like,
Whichever you
Sounds good.
Dealer's
Whatever one
choice,
you
son.
want. Yeah. And it was like a $50 fine. I was like,
And you didn't have to go to court?
no.
Yeah.
I was like, what is going on with
that's a
this
good
state?
deal.
This is insane.
Yeah.
Man, not like Denver, man.
Oh.
So, God, I got nailed by cops so many times going north on I-25 there, and it was always like, oh, yeah, speeding in construction zone or something like that. And it was like, oh, yeah, you have to report to the county courthouse in Lafayette. I was like, can I mail this in? They're like, no.
Did you read the ticket? It says you cannot mail this in.
Exactly, yeah, and they would explain it that way, too. Can you not fucking read? Yeah.
I don't know how you make that distinction. All of Denver is a fucking construction
Yeah.
zone. So
Yeah.
it's like, no, well, the whole city is 35.
No,
Unless
that's a
otherwise
long
posted.
time ago, man. But that was the only place I've ever lost points. So it's Denver, always Denver. So something in Denver, and then it was like, okay, I'll take care of it. And they're like, yeah, you will. So
It actually hit
you're
like
going to
the
be
thing in
here
the
on
head,
this day at this time in this courthouse where we're not going to do anything during your scheduled appointment time. Blah blah blah. It was, yeah.
Waste of effort.
Well, no,
This
it
is
was
why
just,
people hate cops.
I didn't even know if it was that. It was just like, okay, so this is definitely, a town where people, like, I don't know, maybe the cops, but it wasn't even Denver PD. So, because there's like 9 different jurisdictions up there.
So was it the Stadies? Or?
It's like you're supposed to
No.
save this attitude for people with
Actually, one
out-of-state
time it
plans.
was the Stadies. So, and actually, that's the only time I've had a negative interaction with the Stady.
Really?
Yeah, I've been pulled over a couple times by the state. Usually they're pretty, like I've been pulled over going down to Pueblo like twice.
Oh,
They're fine.
good.
So
Wow.
yeah, if you're just like, hey, my bad, you got me.
Yeah.
So I was just coming around that truck and be like, no problem, just watch it next time. There was one time I did get a ticket, but the guy was really cool about it. So, but
Kind of like, I have to do this, man. I'm sorry.
I didn't even, no, he didn't apologize for it. I was just like, no, you got me. He's like, yeah. He's like, but it's not too bad. And I was like, okay. It was cool. So, but then, yeah, I got busted by a Stady on I-25. I think it was in Thornton, or it might have been up in, what's the city past that?
Westminster?
Brighton. It
Oh,
was in
Brighton, okay.
actually. And they were like, yeah, you're coming to court.
Jesus.
Well, I was in a construction zone, and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, oh, you gotta be kidding. What the fuck? So, but
There's 100,000 people you can pull over right now.
I-
They're all doing the
well, they were
same
all
thing.
doing the same thing. I was just on the ass end of that
Yeah.
train. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, Denver will do that to you where if you hit that spot where it's congested and then it opens up, there's a
Daylight.
instinct of it. Yeah, where it's like, I have to do this.
Yeah.
I have to make up time.
I have to do this. Yeah.
It is. I mean, that's
Yeah.
how I got caught over there before they unfucked Union and
Woodman.
Austin Bluffs.
Oh,
Oh. Is that the last time you had a ticket?
Well, okay, so I had a ticket.
This
So-
has been like 20 years, man.
Oh yeah. That's the last time I had a ticket. I did get pulled over in North Dakota,
Wow.
and that guy actually gave. Shoot, I got it around here somewhere. He's the one that actually gave me the card that was like, "This warning was issued by
Officer Johnson.
Yeah, it was. It's like, have a nice day. It's seriously. He's like,
Right. Leave me a like.
he was a great guy. He was.
gave him all the donuts.
Yeah. I gave him the donuts, and I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, man. It's like my shift is done. I'm trying to go back home to Colorado." He's like, "Yeah, you are."
Yeah, you are.
Whereas, there's fucking everybody that was from Wyoming working here in Colorado. They just this whole they saw this whole state as like city boys.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not hard.
No, I get it, but I mean, they talked about Colorado like it was San Francisco.
Parts of it are.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know where they are. You don't drive through it. It's
Boulder's not even that bad, man. I lived there for 2 years.
no, but Boulder does have that problem where I want to go this way, but I have to follow a train of 600 mountain bikers or
Oh yeah,
road
that is
bikers.
true. Yeah, yeah.
So there's like go any other way but through.
Yeah, yeah. Go through Louisville. Screw this place. Yeah. So, Yeah.
Yeah, that was because that was one of 2 ways to go to Rocky Mountain
Yep.
Park.
Rocky Mountain National Park.
Yeah.
And up to Golden and stuff like that. Oh man, I haven't been up in that area in a long time.
It's gorgeous.
It is very pretty.
That's where you
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Or what?
you got married up there.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah. No, that was
Very
nice.
pretty.
That was a really nice area. So, but I do remember all the bikers coming down that canyon from what's that shithole town up there that's kind of crunched up in that canyon?
Oh, you got me.
Oh, yeah. All
It's a
right.
shithole?
Yeah, it's apparently like infested with bikers. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's like guns, man. You can't leave food out.
You can't leave food
That's how
out.
you get bikers.
Attract all the cucarachas.
Hey, you got some pics for us?
Yeah, you got some pics. We're at $1.35,
yeah.
man.
Um, I'm going to go against the Patriots again.
Yeah.
That worked out for you last
did
week.
finally.
Yeah.
They should have won
1
that
and
game.
8. So yeah, I'll take the Bills plus 2.5. And
Okay.
then I'll take the Chiefs -7 over the Steelers.
Chiefs over the Steelers, huh?
Yeah.
That actually doesn't seem like a bad pick. Yeah.
Which means it'll go completely wrong again.
Yeah. This is fucking Roethlisberger get lucky. So
The season's all wackadoo.
Well, it also depends on which Chiefs you get.
that is true. It's kind
They've
of
been
random.
good. The
They've
last,
been good. They've been on a tear
yeah,
since people question their manhood.
yeah.
Right.
They were like, "Oh, are you guys done? I thought you were the top dogs in the AFC."
And then I don't think they've lost since.
Yeah, they had a chip on
They
their
were
shoulder.
3-4, and now I think they were like 10-4.
They
something
were
like that.
gonna lose to San Diego.
San Diego.
Yeah, that
Who
was
was that?
that bananas game where the last 5 minutes
It was the Thursday night shootout.
Oh.
absolutely absurd. But yeah, they were going to lose that. They should have lost that game.
Hmm.
I don't root for San Diego.
San Diego is.
Oh wait,
Yeah,
no,
it's LA, right?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, where do they play
I
now?
thought you said,
LA.
like, why are they playing the Padres, man? It's COVID got everybody.
I'm so sorry.
No,
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
fine,
my
man.
apologies. Yeah,
Yeah.
they moved. Yeah, you
I
know
do
what?
that all the time with the Raiders. So, yeah.
Playing Oakland, as far as I'm concerned.
I don't
but,
care where they play. They're just the Raiders. So,
Well, I mean, if I go to Las Vegas and they're playing that Sunday, I might go.
which is the Giant Roomba? Yeah.
Go to
I check
Sunday.
it out.
What?
That's where they're playing.
Okay.
But where?
The Broncos playing at the Raiders.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
This Sunday?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm surprised you didn't take this game.
Who you got on that one?
It's even.
That
It
was-
is even.
that one's even,
It's actually
Steven?
It's even.
Oh, all right.
Let's pick them.
All right.
I'm definitely pulling for the Raiders. This is all about draft
All about the picks.
and getting Fangio fired.
Greasy fingers himself out of the
The
coaching.
whole mess of our coaching staff. Just get rid of it all.
You ever think they could get, like, shrimp inside mozzarella sticks?
Sounds like a retirement project.
He's so stupid. Like, he went to college and stuff, right?
Did he go to college?
Who?
Fangio.
No.
I don't know if that
Doing
makes him
this for
smart.
60
Yeah, he might be
years.
like one of those guys who's like car smart or something like that. You know, he can
knows-
easily fix your brakes. You know, real fast.
He
but-
knows what he knows,
Which is
and he
what?
cannot learn anything.
That's what I'm
else.
saying. Yeah, he knows how to swap out the brakes on a
He
72
knows his
Olds.
defense.
You know, like nobody's business.
But good God, give that man a clock, and he has no idea what he's doing.
Oh,
I know that guy, too.
yeah, I know that
Yeah.
guy too. He's
Some
the guy who
folks
actually
call it a
has to do his,
sling blade, others
call it a Kaiser blade.
blade.
Yeah. What do you like on your French fry potatoes? Just mustard.
You
I think I hit the fucking
Yeah,
button before we get. Yeah, just hit the button. So what? Wait a minute. What are we doing here? So, I'm
we're-
Pat.
I'm Will. Merry
Jeffrey.
Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, yes.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Yes. Hit the button.
I hit the button.